Last time on Wanderlust. All of you looked out onto a cavern sunk far below you, a massive cavern where you could see a metropolis spreading like below your feet. Greetings, it is nice to meet you. How may I be of assistance? You are in the great city. We produce many items. This is a hub of manufacturing. Everyone who used to live in the great city is dead.
How did that happen?
The most recent cause of large-scale death in the great city was murder. The only other inhabitants of the city currently are the mongoose. And you see this little mongoose skitter out from the ruins. You can hear a heartbeat in this place.
Can you guys feel the heartbeat?
What's over there? And I point in the direction that we all feel the heartbeat.
In that way, you see one of the hidden gems of the great city, the vault. And right here, we have the Guardian of Civilization. And when you look in this main entry hall, there is this huge door. And in front of it, there's two charred-looking cylinders, standing on either side of this door. Next to the cylinders, you can see these, smooth stone. They almost look like a basin, and you can see, a hole in the center of it. Prove your worth. Prove your wisdom. Forge the two pillars of civilization. Let your knowledge ring.
Show me the nearest place of tin.
And this is the capital of the Gray District. And he points to this little building. There is a little box in the center, up on a dais. The Gray District, named for its abundance of tin. Our strength is in our softness.
I open the lid.
Cool, you open the lid and you look in and you see what you would imagine is probably pieces of tin. There's some ingots. There's thin rolled tin, little rods of it, a bunch of various sizes of tin stock, all very neatly organized. And then the door slides shut behind you, trapping you in this room. Setting the scene for you all again, you are in a room with a slightly recessed floor where there was a pedestal that you opened. Inside was a great deal of tin. On the top of the lid was an inscription that said, "Our strength is our malleability," or "Our malleability is our strength." Behind you, door closed. That's where you're at right now.
Do we remember who opened the box?
I don't remember.
I think it was Juliet, but I don't know that it was Juliet.
Can we just say it was Juliet for simplicity's sake?
Sure.
Huzzah.
Now we know who to blame.
Do you want to try shutting it first? Just let's knock out the possibility that shutting it will open the door again.
Certainly. I shut it.
Nothing happens. Well, the lid shuts. When you shut it, the lid does shut.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was inside it? Is that where the inscription is? Or there was tin in there?
No, it's on the top, but there is tin inside of it.
Okay. There is tin inside. Okay. I take out the tin. Fred, I assume this is malleable, considering the inscription here?
Oh yeah, for sure. Tin is one of the really, really good, nice, malleable metals. This'll be great.
Is there a keyhole? I run over to the door.
There is a keyhole.
Okay. Can we fashion this into a lockpick? This is far outside my expertise.
Sure, we can try. And I guess Fred then starts to try to...
How do you fashion tin into a lockpick?
Is it like a chunk or like a sheet?
So inside the box is basically the ability for you to get whatever kind of tin you want. The idea is there's lots of different types, so whatever stock of tin you want, you can kind of say that you're getting out of the box.
What does that mean?
We can get whatever alloy of tin we have, because pure elements are rare in actual nature.
No, sorry, opposite of that. You can get any shape of tin you want. It is pure tin.
I'm still not following what you're saying about that.
What it means is if you want like a bar of tin, you can have a bar of tin. If you want a rod of tin, you can have a rod of tin in whatever length or thickness you want. You can have as much or of whatever shape tin you want out of that box.
I want a lockpick shape piece.
It's supposed to have like a variety of shapes and sizes of tin. So whatever you feel like getting, you can have.
Okay.
2 pieces to make a lockpick.
I want the 2 lockpick shaped ones.
The toothpick shaped ones, sure.
Okay, now...
Fred has a skill in this, right?
In lockpicking?
Does he? I feel like you do. Am I misremembering that?
I mean, you could maybe make an argument for deceit, but not specifically.
Okay. There's always my dexterous hands.
Well, okay, so being serious about this a little bit, Fred is going to try to get like the like a round bar, like a dowel rod size, if that exists.
Sure.
And double checking, I need to pull open the status sheet to make sure what stuff I actually even have on hand, tool wise. Oh, I do say that I have some of my blacksmith tools in my backpack. Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, so he takes out his forging hammer and starts hammering on the end of it.
Okay.
To try to thin it out and then kind of curve the tip up to act as a pick.
Mm-hmm. Make me a crafting check.
Okay. That is a 5.
You make a pretty decent, nice little set of picks. Now, they're very soft as they are made of tin. Who is going to attempt to use these things?
I think Dexterous Hands over there volunteered.
I mean, am I the best qualified? I'm willing to. Somebody else try.
So I want to make an argument about something. Can I try to help with this by explaining how to pick a lock? Because I think Fred might have some experience with that, and Vinny, actually know a little bit because I've watched videos.
Yes, absolutely, you can.
All right, so what you're gonna want to do is you want to take this curved one here and like try to feel for the pins inside the lock, and you're gonna need to push them up until they get stuck in position. And once you got them all stuck in the top position, you're gonna take the other one, putting pressure on it, and then try to turn it. And if you get all the pins up, then you get them set to where they're supposed to be, and the lock should turn.
All right. I think I understand the theory. Let's give it a shot.
All right, Dexterous Hands. Give me a roll you can add 2 to it.
Okay. 3.
Is that +2 is a 3?
Yes.
Okay, that's not that crazy of a roll. Okay, so you start scraping the pick along the top of the lock, and you don't feel any pins at all. You can feel like a complex shape, so like it isn't like straight, right? You're like hitting little ridges, but they don't move at all. And then you just snap the pick off right in the center of the lock because it's made of a very soft metal.
It must have been a different type of lock then.
Don't tell Maul about this. There weren't pins, exactly. There were ridges. I could try to draw it for you, what I think it was, and you could try to make a key, like pound it into a key shape, if that would help.
I mean, yeah, we can give that a try.
I actually do have drawing as a skill. Yeah, that one's even better than my dexterous hands.
What's Stell want to say to this?
No, I was gonna say, while they're doing all this, can I be like feeling around on the walls? I'm curious if like maybe there's something like an emergency trigger to like open the door.
I don't hate that idea, but I am upset at you for trying to circumvent my puzzle. So,
I'm not trying to circumvent it. That is what I would think, is that let's say the designer of this got stuck. I would think there would be like a way to get out just in case.
Go ahead and make me a roll. I'm going to warn you, you're going to have to roll pretty well for this to work.
Can I help her?
If you can tell me how you're helping her, besides just also looking.
Why would that not help her if we're both going over the same area?
It can, then you're both going to you'll make 2 rolls and you can both be looking for it with skills.
You could do that, or you could like boost her up if she's like looking for something above the doorway that she couldn't reach otherwise.
Oh yeah, I'll boost her up so she can examine places she couldn't normally reach.
Thanks, Caitlin.
No problem. Teamwork. I rolled a 4, by the way.
To draw a picture of the key?
To draw the inside of the lock, yeah.
Okay, let me decide something here real quick.
Shouldn't you have decided that before I rolled?
No. Okay. Alright. Mandy and Zach, go ahead and make me your rolls.
I think that would probably be danger sense.
It can be danger sense, yeah.
That is only a 1 for me.
I also got a 1.
Okay. So as you feel around, you can sort of feel panic setting in because what you actually notice is sort of the opposite of an emergency release. In fact, this room seems very well sealed. Like, you detect no air movement at all in and out of the room. You can find no seams anywhere other than this keyhole. And you have this kind of like sinking dread as you're like, oh, we are really trapped in here, like actually trapped. And this is not a place that there's not enough food. There's not enough water. We could not survive in here for like 2 days. If we don't figure this out, we're screwed. And you like feel a certain like amount of panic setting in as suddenly like the shadows seem a little darker. You know, it's like this room suddenly got like you feeling around has made this room suddenly feel much, much, much smaller. Okay. And, Juliet, you make a rough sketch for Fred. It's pretty good. Like, you did it by sort of off your memory of feeling in there and maybe, oh, I just realized something. All right. So you make this pattern of what you think the indentations look like, and you're like trying to make measurements and all this stuff to like make what this key looks like. It does occur to you, even if you make a properly sized key, there's still a chunk of lockpick stuck in the lock.
Oh. Okay.
How is it? Is it broken off? I assume it's broken off too far in to just pull it out.
Not with your fingers. Yeah, you'd have to like do something else. But Fred, you do now have a picture of a key.
I have the concepts of a key. I have a drawing of a key.
Yes. You have a drawing of a key.
I mean, I know this probably isn't going to be enough. I'm going to ask anyway. I do have a set of tongs on me. Can I try to get a hold of that broken piece to pull it out with tongs? I don't know if it'll be able to get in there far enough.
I mean, the tongs have got to be like tongs that you would use for forging.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably no. I don't think that fits in a keyhole.
Okay, it was worth an ask. I didn't expect it to, but
you can try to make the key. You can see how that goes.
I mean, sure, yeah, I'll try to make the key, but
and I'm gonna say this just so you know. I'm going to make it possible for you guys to solve the puzzle in the way you are currently trying to. It is not the right answer, but it technically would work, but it's going to be really hard.
Okay. Okay, I rolled a 7.
Okay, so you now have a perfect key, but there's still something stuck in the lock.
Wait, are you... you're heating this enough to, like, forge it, right?
Tin doesn't have to be heated. It can be cold forged.
Do you have something to heat it? Do you have something to heat it up? You could just melt the lockpick out of there.
Not really.
You don't got a blowtorch there, Vinny? Or Fred?
Nah, I just barely was able to get all these tools in my bag. I didn't really have... It's kind of hard to carry a forge around with me.
That seems reasonable, I guess.
Interesting.
I hear the sound of research.
Yeah, there is research being done right now. That's fascinating. Okay. Anyways.
I guess Fred does have a lighter, but that's not going to be light enough to melt anything. It's not going to be hot enough to melt even 10.
Well, then it would just be melted in the lock. I don't think that would help, right?
Yeah.
How hot does a lighter burn?
Depends on what type of lighter.
I have a pen for my journal. I have a pocket knife multi-tool with scissors.
You're saying a whole bunch. You guys have all said a whole bunch of ideas, any of which could potentially work. The only thing missing is someone rolling the dice.
Fred, here's my pocket knife. Go for it.
I mean, what would I even try to do to get this out? I guess I could use like the pocket knife to try to pry on the one end to get it to pop out.
Sure.
I really don't have a skill for this, like, at all.
Crafting?
There's no way he gives me crafting.
Crafting.
No, I'm not giving you crafting for this one. This is entirely dexterous hand, sleight of hand.
I can roll it with dexterous hands.
Probably better than anything else. I could do.
Plus, do I get a thing for using a tool with it or no?
No.
Okay. So 3 plus 3. Which is good according to Fate's system.
That is good. Okay, I'll give it to you. You managed to pop out the little piece of lockpick and are now left with a key that you are pretty sure will fit in the lock and the lock.
I mean, I guess we tried the key and turn it very slowly and to not snap this key into the lock.
We can learn from our mistakes.
Sure. So you insert the key, you feel it slot in perfectly, and then the door just slides open without you turning it at all.
Nice.
Oh, that's unique.
Is the box of tin still open?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a bunch of tin to go forge in the forgy thing in the other building.
Okay, you take a bunch of tin.
I'm curious on what the intended solution was, but we can talk about that later.
We can, or I can tell you if you want. It's short.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, you could have just crammed a piece of tin in the lock and hit it hard enough, and it would have eventually formed into the key.
It just would have formed into the right shape. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it could be soft forged, so if there's a key, you could just smash the metal in there.
That sounds like a Cody solution, yeah.
It wasn't a Cody solution. Sorry, I don't have my phone muted and it went off. It wasn't a Cody solution, it was the correct solution.
Who made the puzzles, Cody?
That's just the one that you thought of.
Huh?
Who made the puzzles, Cody?
Me. I made all these puzzles. These are all Cody original puzzles, and I think they're all fantastic.
I mean, it does make sense that a Cody solution to a puzzle would be just hit it hard enough and something will happen.
It's because it's malleable at a low temperature. Anyways, it doesn't matter. You guys now have a bunch of tin. What do you do?
Woohoo.
I'm guessing the amount of tin we have, this is out of game, is exactly a third of the amount of metal we need to make one of those bells, or 2 of those bells.
Oh, being absolutely clear, you can have an infinite amount of tin. You have as much tin as you want.
Puzzle-wise, I'm guessing we're going to need to have all 3 of the metals that are in these areas to have some symbology about working together. You need to be malleable, but strong, but also still shapeable, or something like that.
So one of the things I had suggested at the end of last time was looking at the, not weapons, but the items that were left behind and seeing what kind of metal those are and if we should collect those and possibly use those to melt down.
From the town of the people murdering each other with household objects?
Yes.
Okay.
So Estelle will go up to once we get out, and, get ourselves back together. She'll go up to, the nearest one. What's the nearest item that's left by, a skeleton?
Okay, so you find basically everyone here has tons of metal trinkets and, odds and ends and doodads and bits. We're talking monocles, telescopes, weird little compasses, cool watches. Every pen is way overly complicated. Their little drawing tablets open with multi-geared hinges. It's just metal everywhere. Everything is made of metal. The metal is made of metal. It's all steampunk dwarf nonsense, right?
Yeah.
So it's easy to find any number. If you search one body, there's tons of metal stuff. They probably have tools on them that are made of metal. So yeah, it's all over the place.
Okay. Estelle, pick up whatever the closest thing is and kind of hold it out for Fred. Any idea what kind of metal is in this? And maybe we just need to grab a whole bunch of these to melt down?
How can I tell what this is made of?
Hey, hold up. Why don't we just have Fred go lick the doors to see how they open?
Yeah.
Where someone can see the entire history of an object by licking it?
What do you want him to lick?
Go back to the door. He's saying, Zach's saying go back to the door where we have to make the bells.
Okay, so there's multiple things that are possible here. Which thing do you want to do first?
Well, first I'll determine what these trinkets are made of.
Okay, so make a roll, and then I'll answer questions about it.
Can I use crafting?
Sure. It's not giving you everything, so I'll allow it.
6.
Okay, so the metal that you're holding in your hand is, it's, okay, so this is what stands out to you, is it's non-corroded, which is weird. Typically, most metals that you would have been exposed to at this point would have corroded by now, or would be made of gold or silver. And this is, or copper for that matter. And this is none of those things, and it's also not corroding, which is weird. There's not a lot of metals that do that you're aware of. In your out-of-game knowledge, you might be able to intuit that this is some kind of, like, titanium alloy, where it's light, strong, and also doesn't corrode. So, yeah, I mean, that's, you can get that this is some kind of titanium alloy, is what a lot of this stuff is made out of.
So I don't think this is any of the metals we were looking for, the iron, the tin, and the copper, because this is, for as long as this has been here, it hasn't corroded at all. And, like, iron rusts, copper gets that green patina on it, and tin, while tin is pretty resistant to corrosion, this is also, like, seems stronger and a little heavier than tin, so I don't think it's got tin in it. I think it might be some kind of like titanium or something. So I don't know if this is what we're looking for. It's kind of cool. I'll keep some of it though.
Is there an alloy that iron, tin, and copper can be made into, Fred?
So that's not that I've ever made. I know copper and tin can make some good alloys, but I've never tried to add an iron to that. Maybe something cool that I've never tried before.
Yeah, it just feels to me like there would be some amount of harmony within different facets of something to be the pillars of civilization, if that makes sense.
No, I get you.
Or I think, like, step 1 was the tin, so it's like there's a certain amount of you have to adapt to survive, or to be a civilization.
I get the feeling that God's laughing at us. I don't know why, but it's just something's like, I get this feeling that God's laughing at us. I don't know.
Humans make plans and the goddesses laugh.
So I meant the goddess of this planet.
I think it would probably behoove us to go find the other 2 metals next.
The other thing you brought up was having Fred lick stuff. Do you still want to do that, or are you done with that idea?
If Fred wants to, he can.
I think I want to save that for after we get the medals.
Sure, okay.
So I think I like the track we're on of getting these medals, but then I think what I want to try to do, this is for future, is I won't know what proportion to mix these in, because Fred's never added iron to a copper tin anything before, and so he might use that to try to get a sense of what combination to mix these things in, or how to alloy them, because he has never done that before.
Gotcha. All right, well, where are you headed?
What are the options again?
So currently you're in the Gray District, which, sorry, let me look at my notes here. Oh, yeah, so this is where there were tons of, like, museums and things like that, and you found this, like, sort of shrine to this specific metal. South of you is the Green District, to the west is the Red District, and then far to the southwest is the Coal District.
I think green would be copper, that patina you were talking about, and red would be iron?
And I'm guessing coal is how we light the fires for the pillars?
Oh, that makes sense.
Or the forge or whatever? Because I'm guessing paper doesn't burn hot enough to forge with, Fred.
No, I wouldn't think so. You need something with a lot of heat behind it to be able to melt these, especially the iron. Iron melts at a really high temperature. Is our robot friend with us still?
Yeah, he'd still be there, yeah.
Okay.
Lance is also here.
So which of these districts would we be able to find some iron?
The Red District at a time was abundant in iron.
How about copper?
The Green District at a time was abundant in copper. You can tell by the unique coloring of the stones that the buildings are made from.
I think you're right on the money there, Juliet.
Thank you.
What would be the fastest way to visit the remaining 3 districts and return to the government center?
It's like doing that thing where that's actually a really hard question to ask a computer.
Recalculating. Error.
Yeah, it's like sitting there Google mapping you to different places. You can see like a gear in its chest spinning really hot and just goes, they're not that far. It doesn't really matter.
No, I
Well,
want
you said we're on a clock, so that's why.
Yeah,
we
you said
care.
we're on a clock, so I was trying to not, like, waste time walking.
I like how Zach just gave this, like, walking encyclopedia that we already know doesn't have the answers to everything. You just gave it the traveling salesman problem. I guess which one's closest?
Honestly, right now you are equidistant from the red district and the green district. So
My guy, you gotta just give us one to go in.
Which one's the opposite direction from the government building?
Okay, so this is like, I understand what you're trying to ask me, but like, if you imagine you're at like the top right-hand corner of the city, if you go southeast, you get to the green district. If you go okay, yes, you're in like this corner.
We're going to the green district.
There you go. There's no difference. Equidistance. Okay. All right, so you walk into the green district, and the appearance here is a lot weirder and a lot less comfortable. There starts to be a lot more bodies. The environment is clearly meant for entertainment. Like, you can see a lot of, like, street art, a lot of theaters. Like, there were people clearly on, like, outside doing theater and music. You can see, like, really complicated brass instruments. Probably they are made of brass, but you know what I mean? Like, in music family brass instruments, like, laying on the ground, and tons of bodies everywhere. As you walk, all of you get this really sinking feeling. It's particularly uncomfortable here. This is starting to look a lot more like a ghost town. You can just kind of feel like it's kind of getting darker here, like, if not literally, but kind of. Like, there's just a lot of weird narrow shadows and just like discomfort in this place. You can tell that people were fighting here that weren't a moment ago, and that's awkward. Or not awkward, you know what I mean? There's much more evidence of conflict, right? There's a lot more bodies here, a lot more signs of struggle at a place that clearly did not used to be that, you know? There's this juxtaposition of, like, a stand that sold old noisemakers, and right next to it, people beating each other to death. It's uncomfortable. And I need all of you to make me some kind of, like, notice, danger sense kind of check.
3.
3.
2.
+5.
Dang. Okay, so, Estelle, as you're walking around, you really don't get anything. You're like, dead bodies, you know, whatever. But it is just uncomfortable. It smells bad here, you know. There is like this sort of pungent smell that's like, it doesn't smell like dead bodies, but it doesn't smell good. You know, just a lot of uncomfortable, gross stuff. Juliet and Autumn, you can like hear pretty clearly like scratching sounds, like things kind of like itching behind the walls. As you're walking past stuff, you can like occasionally see like there's movement, which is weird. You would expect there to be none, but occasionally you'll just see like a body kind of tumble or stagger off to the side. You know what I mean? Like, imagine there's a pile of bones and one of them sort of like shuffles down. You can hear that as like a pin dropping in silence, you know, these little creaks and cracks of bones sliding over each other and tumbling bodies, you know, you can feel like you can almost hear the screams in the past. Meanwhile, Fred, you have like this really uncomfortable moment where you're walking, you look over and you're like, I definitely saw one of these bodies move. Like, for sure, I saw a body move. And then you look at it and it isn't moving and you're like, not good, you know, this is uncomfortable. Like, there's something going on here. Definitely. This is not a good place to be, for sure. You know, like the museum district, not nearly this bad. This place, horror show. Feels like you're walking through a haunted house.
Can we move a little faster? I don't like being here.
Fair. I agree.
Yeah, let's get whatever we have to get here over with.
Okay, are you looking for basically like a similar building, basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or is there any other information you're trying to gather from here? Okay. So, as you walk, you do eventually find, like in the center of the district, it's like a lot of main roads lead towards it. Not hard to find. There is, again, a similar small one-story building, beautiful garden around it, lots of ornamentation, and one door leading in.
Let's head in.
I mean, we're probably, now that we know what happened to the other one, we're probably going to get trapped in here again, right?
I was wondering if we should try to prop the door, or if that wouldn't really matter. Since you have sticks, you have rods of tin.
They're super malleable, though. I don't know if they'll, like, really...
Yeah, fair.
Unless we put enough in it, like, the door mechanism that it just can't move.
I suppose. Oh, jam it from the other side? We could try.
Yeah, if we jam it in enough.
If we take a second to like look at the door like frame, can we like see if there's a way to like jam it before it comes down?
Sure, you can try. I just need someone. You can attempt to jam it before it comes down. Someone needs to make me a crafting check.
I wonder who that's going to be.
A crafting check, you say?
All right, step aside, everybody. It's my time to shine.
It's a 6.
You could stand in the way if you want to. You said you got a 6. Okay,
Yeah.
You managed to like cram a whole bunch of metal into the door.
And I want to actually say I used some of that titanium-ish metal because it's stronger.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we did the thing. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Before we go in, is there any, like, release mechanism on the outside, like any buttons or anything?
Do one of you want to stand on the outside? You don't see anything immediately.
I'll stand on the outside. Lance, you want to stand with me? Hang out with me for a minute?
Sure, yeah, that's no problem. I don't mind. I don't love getting trapped in places, so yeah, why not?
Great. We'll be on this side in case something happens.
All right, see you soon, hopefully.
We actually need Lance to come inside. He needs to translate what the top of the box says.
Oh.
But he can run out before we open it.
Okay, he runs in and holds his little translator above it. And, oh, sorry, hang on. Let me flip to my notes.
Guess he could technically give us the translator. Whatever. Who cares about logistics?
He says it says, copper, the orange gem through which throws the blood of industry.
Have we seen any orange gems?
No, I think it's calling Kappa the orange gem.
Don't know, and then he leaves.
I think it's a metaphor or something.
I open the box.
You can't open it. It's stuck shut. In fact, like, just 2 double middle fingers pop up out of the back of the box. And then go like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and then they go back down.
Can I make a nick on my arm to make blood to drip onto the box?
Yes?
You called it the blood of industry. This isn't that weird.
Yeah, you called it the blood of industry.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, you make a nick on your arm, you drip blood onto the box, then you try to open it.
Yeah.
Again, just like, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, pink, and 2 middle fingers pop out of the box.
I suspect it is jammed because the door is jammed.
What possibly could have given you that impression?
What is the box made of?
I hate you guys. I'm gonna say it's made out of that same very strong titanium alloy.
Is the box mounted down? It's just a box, you said, so we can pick it up and take it out of the room then, right?
Well,
You definitely can't.
I think it's like a chest because it has as much metal that, at least the previous one had as much metal as we could possibly need. So it's not something we could move.
If we couldn't jam the door, why didn't you just say we couldn't jam the door?
Because you can. You can jam the door, but the lid opens if the door shuts, you know? If it can't shut, the lid can't open.
I had a sneaking suspicion that would be the case.
Well, this box doesn't want to open. Let's go over to the last one, the iron one. Maybe we don't need this Kappa at all.
No, we're
If
here.
it makes you feel any better, there is another way to get the copper besides this box. There is another way to do it.
Let's just unjam the door and get it over with.
Yeah, we pull out the metal in the door frame.
When Cody's like, here, I provided, like, here is a puzzle. The door slams on you and you have to figure your way out. Okay, then we make sure the second door can't close. There's multiple ways to solve every puzzle. Not that way, though. That way's the wrong way. You can't do it that way.
There are multiple ways. I gave you the wrong answer on the last one, all right? How many wrong answers you want?
All of them, if they're smart, which they are, because we're geniuses.
All right, so you, are you unjamming the door?
Yeah,
Okay, you unjam the door. You can try the lid again.
we do that.
All right, you pop open the lid. There's a ton of copper of all different shapes and sizes. The door slams shut behind you.
On the other side, just out of curiosity, is there an obvious way to open it from the outside?
Make me a check.
I don't have a door opening skill. What would that be?
That's a high-level skill that no D&D player possesses.
Can I use animal handling with that one?
Oh, I mean, I guess if you want.
No,
but-
I'm joking. I don't know if you want something that's notice. I have danger sense. I have inquisitive. I have determination.
I'll give you inquisitive.
Sure, it's the same as danger sense. So that's a +4.
It's a +4 for inquisitive? I should not have let you have that skill.
For
That's
noticing if there's a door handle on the outside.
Okay, make me a roll.
I did.
Oh, what was it?
+4.
Oh, okay. So you start, running your hands around the outside of the building, and no, there isn't. I will say a thing that you notice about this is there's a lot of seating around this area, and maybe you could guess that this was like a place where social functions would be held, almost like doing these things was like a thing for these people, right? This was not like an out of the way place. This was like a centerpiece of the area. So like, you're not like in a forbidden place. This is like a thing that it's expected that people do and learn. So it isn't supposed to be like terrifying. But also,
So like the city watched people get locked in these buildings and try to get out?
yeah.
Okay.
Like escape room vibes, right? And then the other thing you notice as you're out here looking around is it's getting much darker, much faster. You can see like faint little bits of smoke rising from the ground. You can feel like a little bit of a temperature rise. And there's like sweat beating at the back of your neck. That like odd smell that you were smelling is getting worse as you kind of look out, and like the shadows are getting longer. This place was always lit sort of in a nebulous way, and now that's getting more hazy, and you really feel like just in the corner of your eye, you can see little movements here and there. Just like, I swear a bone just fell. I swear I heard a footstep. I swear I hear scratching somewhere,
You described this to us as being underground.
Yes.
What light source am I seeing?
With a 4 on inquisitive, I will give you that there is, like luminous parts of the rock so much that it is almost like a blanket of light. So the buildings themselves glow.
And yet I can tell it's getting
It's getting dimmer.
dimmer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyways, back inside. So back inside, you guys have a whole bunch of copper. When you look back at the door, you can see what's the right way to put it?
Not a puzzle.
You can see a coil of wire suspended in a glass jar with leads hanging off of it, like with metal leads hanging off of it.
Do anything distinguish between the wires, or are they all just copper wires uncoded?
How do you mean?
Like, are they like electrical wires that we have nowadays, or are they just...
the only thing in the box is any kind of copper you want.
I meant the thing we saw, the jar thing.
Oh, so it's a jar of coiled wire. Oh, it's not copper.
Okay. Sorry. I assumed copper.
It is not.
That was on me.
But with a termination point on either end.
Can we grab some wire-shaped copper, or line up copper in a row to connect the two?
Mm-hmm. To just connect, like, end to end?
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that. That's, like, a pretty short bit. You connect them end to end and nothing happens.
What do these leads go to?
Nothing. They're, like, so you have a jar, right? It's a light bulb. I'm not going to be coy about this. It's a light bulb. It's a light bulb, but there's, like, instead of a screw base on it, it just has 2 terminals on it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just not hooked to anything right now.
Okay. Sorry, I was imagining something different.
Yeah, me too.
Are there any, like, power sources, like, other things in the room that we could connect it to? Like, outlets? I know it's not an outlet, but,
Yeah, you could make me some kind of investigation to try to figure that out.
A 3?
Okay.
Unless you'd give me wayfinding?
Were you also rolling Juliet?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. So with a 3, you start... Well, let me ask this. How would you look for a power supply? You have a pretty rudimentary knowledge of electricity. What are you looking for?
I think Autumn is looking for something outlet or wire-like. Like, if there's another like a lead-off terminal, she'd notice that, or like something that is akin to an outlet. I don't think she has much understanding behind electricity beyond that.
Okay.
And if the answer is no, that's fine. But I think that's her understanding of it, you know.
Yeah.
She's not an engineer. She understands wires are in walls.
You find a pile of magnets.
Do these magnets mean anything to anyone? They should to one of you guys, because you can wrap copper wire around a magnet to make power.
Yes. I was like...
I that's the thing, is I was thinking, like, I know that, but does Fred know that?
If anyone for sure knows it, I'd give Juliet it. She's the scientist.
I have some colleagues who used to study electromagnets. Looks kind of like this. She wraps a wire around some metal. I don't know much more about it than that.
I just want to start asking, like, in character, intense questions about magnets and electromagnetism for Juliet to answer.
I made one in 4th grade, but that was a long time ago.
Do we have a potato? Can I pull out a potato from my bag and we can just use that?
I mean, if you have a way to generate voltage of anything in your bag, yeah, you can do that.
I don't know if I would specifically have brought a potato for backpacking.
Okay, so you wrap a bunch of copper wire around a magnet. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't make voltage. It almost does. And also someone's going to have to make a crafting check for the almost generator that you have made.
Go for it, Fred.
I am going to use a fate point for that one. That was a very bad roll. That is better. That's a 7.
Hey, it's the most beautiful electromagnet we've ever seen.
It went from a 2 to a 7.
Dang.
I rolled -3.
Dang.
Oof.
It was bad.
All right, so, Fred, I want you to give me a bare bones description of what you make with magnets and wire to make something kind of like a generator.
So what all did Juliet say about how this worked?
You can know what you know. I'm not. You can know what you know.
Okay. How would I do this?
We don't actually know it. I think just Fred stumbles backwards into it by accident by doing flourishes on it. He's like, oh, I think this looked cooler.
Yeah, at some point, as he was like, made a loop of wire and was trying stuff out, and at some point he like pushed the magnet through it and it saw that did a thing. He was like, wait, so moving the magnet through this is what does it?
Yeah, it definitely shocks you is what happens.
It like shocks me, like, oh, all right.
You managed to move a magnet near a really big coil and it shocks you a little bit.
So I guess it's the moving the magnet in the coil is what does it. So I guess gotta keep this moving.
Okay, so you make a little shocker. Now what do you do with it?
Guess we hook it up to the light bulb, right?
Sure, okay.
And then do the thing.
Yep. Alright, so you swipe the magnet over it. There's like a brief little like hint of like beep, just like a tiny amount of illumination, and the door slides open.
Yay!
Woo!
Estelle!
Real quick, while I've been with Lance and I assume the robot, can I ask the robot, can you tell me about the pests in this city?
There's a long pause. Most pests died when all of the inhabitants of this city died, but at times we had significant issues with invasive molds, various small rodents, and certain insects.
Okay. I was hoping that would give me a little bit more towards what I'm seeing, but alright, door slides open.
Oh, right, it can't be rats, disturbing things, because nothing is alive, right?
According to the robot.
Yeah, no, according to the robot, that's all we know right now, and he doesn't have, current knowledge. So I was trying to think of, what about the city, quote-unquote, history, could it tell me that maybe we're seeing? Anyway, so door slides open. Well, glad you guys were able to make it out of this one. Kind of get the feeling that's what this whole setup is supposed to be, is fool people to try to figure out how to get out of.
So this was a game people did for fun?
I guess. At the very least, it seemed like a spectator thing.
It feels kind of like one of those well-intentioned but weird school trips where they're like, it's gonna be fun, we promise, and then they lock you in a room.
What?
I have no idea the intention other than it just seems like this was something that, like, if you see all these, like, benches here, it's like it would be like watching the Danaeus games.
All right.
Whether it was for entertainment, it at least was entertainment for the audience. But I do think we should try to hurry it up with this last 1 or 2 stops. It seems like it's getting a lot dimmer here.
Now that you mention it, yes, that's concerning.
Yeah, I don't really entirely understand, but like I can tell the shadows are getting longer.
As you say that, the robot goes, "The illumination in this city is provided by a complex bioluminescent system discovered by one of our greatest inventors. It is eternal and will never dim. It is impossible for this city to grow darker. Welcome to the great city, the jewel of our civilization."
Tell me more about this bioluminescence. What sort of organism provides it?
Let's do that while we're walking.
Yes.
It's a complex algae. And as he just like goes off into this long tangent about like veins of like tiny little bits of algae that basically make all of the buildings slightly glow. They like made a like closed loop ecosystem and then just like seeded it on all these buildings. So all of them should glow in perpetuity for forever, no matter what, right?
But you said that everything is dead here, right? So I guess that makes sense why the place is dimming.
Not everything is dead in the city. There is no one currently living in the great city. The only things left alive in the city are all of you tourists and the piranha mongoose, a small creature native to this region.
Tell me more about this piranha mongoose.
They are a small creature in the rodent family. They are called piranha mongoose because they tend to hunt in packs and have small, sharp teeth.
Great. I was afraid you'd say that.
They are largely considered to be harmless.
Well, I guess until they're in a large pack.
Doesn't say anything to that.
What do they eat?
Piranha mongoose are omnivores and will consume anything that they can find. Frequently, they subsist on small insects, worms, or other small mammals.
Oh, tourists when all the food has gone away. I got it. Okay. I don't think I want to stay here too much longer.
Can I light a torch?
Yeah, you could light a torch. Do you have... Okay, so you light a torch, and it does immediately make it less, like, dark here. I guess, where are you guys walking off to now?
We just did green, so
The red district.
Yeah.
Cool. So, the, what's it called? Your way walking to the red district, it basically takes you past the vault, right? Which was that thing that you guys walked into, has all the, like, stories of artwork and all that stuff. As you go, definitely it is getting darker, and I need all of you to make, like, a mental fortitude check of some sort.
I assume Will.
Will would work here, sure.
Reasonable?
Reasonable works.
I don't think I have anything that really persistent, maybe, but I don't feel good about it.
I'll give you persistent.
I got a 1.
All right, I got a 2 then.
-1.
Okay, so as all of you are walking...
I got did get my number.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead, Fred.
It's fine. You got a 2.
Okay. So as all of you are walking, I will say that was one of those group checks, and I don't think there was a number you could have rolled high enough to make up for the -1, 1, 2 that everyone else rolled. But anyways, so as all of you are walking along, definitely, it's not even that it's getting darker. You can see the buildings flickering, which is really weird because it is just that there is this like overall ambient light, and it starts kind of occasionally you can see areas of the city kind of going dark and like really dark. There is no other light in this place. And then there is a moment where the whole thing goes dark and then comes back up, and it takes like one breath too long for that to happen, as you guys are plunged into, I mean, absolute, you are at the bottom of the world, dark, for like a breath, and then the lights come back up, right?
Have you guys ever gone to somewhere like Mammoth Cave where they do that? Because they have lights throughout the whole thing, and then they like turn the lights off?
Yeah.
It's dark. It's real dark.
Not Mammoth Cave, but other caves, yes.
Can I pull out my glowy grabby Or no, not my glowy grabby, but like my lantern, my flashlight thing.
Yeah.
That was made with that same metal.
I can pull out the glowy grabby.
Cool. So you get out your lantern and you like turn around and you're like looking around, and from behind you in the green district, you've been seeing movement out of the corner of your eye this whole time, right? You see like a bone tumble off a pile. You see another one tumble. Fred, you kind of have that moment of thinking back, like, I definitely saw something stand up. And then you see one of the bodies like stand up off the ground. All bones. And it just takes like one step towards you guys. And then another. And then like further away, you just see like another figure raise up out of the gloom of this growingly dark city as another body stands and starts walking towards you. And then tons of them do. All from behind you in the green district, body after body after body starts rising and walking towards you.
I think when it all went dark, Julia just kind of like reached out nearest to her and like grabbed onto Estelle's arm. And so the lights come back on and there's like things rising and she's like squeezing really tight. It's like, okay, it's time to go really fast to the red district, right? It's time to run.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Wanderlust. Music for this show is credited down below. If you like this campaign, you can find more of our shows at the Wandering Gamer website or on Podbean. You can also find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links in the description. Now bear in mind, in the wilds, some wander to get lost, and some wander to find themselves.